Welcome back to the Unfiltered Political Ends podcast. Tonight, I want to bring you the most comprehensive and detailed breakdown of the former Congressman Eric Swalwell's controversies, all the investigations, political collapse, and the past intelligence related scrutiny involving his case and his past. This report compiles verified reporting, official confirmations, and documented historical context into one complete narrative so you can understand the full scope of what is known, what is alleged, and what remains unresolved. Excuse me. Eric Swalwell served as a Democrat U.S. Representative from California's 14th Congressional District, bringing in 2013, and he rose to national prominence through his role on the House Intelligence Committee and a brief 2020 presidential campaign. By early 2026, he was campaigning for governor of California when multiple women came forward with allegations of sexual misconduct and assaults, triggering immediate national media coverage and bipartisan political pressure. The first wave of reporting had detailed the accusations from a former congressional staffer who had alleged that Swalwell sexually assaulted her on more than one occasion and that she was so intoxicated to the consent during at least one of the encounters. And additional women publicly described inappropriate behavior, including unwanted advances and explicit messages, further intensifying scrutiny. One of the most serious accusations came from Lana Draws, who alleged that in 2018 she had been drugged, raped, and choked by Swalwell, and she later brought those allegations to law enforcement. She was also describing long-term psychological trauma, and the allegations were reported by the major outlets and were quickly led by both criminal and congressional review processes. The Manhattan District Attorney's Office confirmed it opened a criminal investigation into at least one alleged incident said to have occurred in New York City, specifically involving a reported hotel encounter in 2024. Prosecutors publicly encouraged anyone who had relevant information to contact the Special Victims Division, making clear that the investigation was active through there was no charges and it had not yet been filed. At the same time, however, the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department initiated a preliminary inquiry tied to the 2018 allegation in California. Separately, the U.S. House Ethics Committee announced it had opened a formal review into whether Swalwell violated the House Code of Official Conduct. Ethics investigations are confidential by nature, but the committee confirmed publicly that it was examining the allegations and their potential implications for congressional standards. There have been no formal sanctions or findings that had been announced at the time of the reporting. And as the political fallout escalated, members of both parties called for the accountability and some publicly urged the resignation or expulsion of Swalwell. Swalwell suspended his campaign for California governor and ultimately resigned from Congress amid the mounting bipartisan pressures and the looming possibility of an expulsion vote, which would have required a two-thirds majority in the House. His resignation triggered plans for special elections in California's 14th district and marked a dramatic end to a 13-year congressional career. Throughout the controversy, Swalwell has categorically denied all the allegations of sexual assault and misconduct, describing them as flat out false and politically motivated. His legal team has reportedly issued cease and desist communications in response to certain claims in media reports, and he has publicly stated that while he may have exercised poor judgment in aspects of his personal life, he denies any criminal wrongdoing. Now, as a result of the report, there have been no criminal charges filed and no convictions entered against them. This 2026 crisis is not the first major controversy in Swalwell's career. In 2020, reports revealed that between 2011 and 15, he had contact with Christine Fang, a Chinese national later identified by U.S. intelligence as a suspected operative engaged in influence efforts targeting emerging American politicians. Fang had reportedly assisted with the fundraising events connected to Swalwell's 2014 campaign and helped place an intern in his congressional office before federal counterintelligence officials provided a defensive briefing. After the FBI's briefing in 2015, Swalwell cut off contact with Fang and cooperated with the investigators. The official reviews at the time did not result in espionage charges, criminal prosecution, or findings that he transmitted classified information. Excuse me. The House Ethics Committee closed its review on the matter without taking action against him, and no formal evidence was publicly presented establishing a romantic or sexual relationship between Swalwell and Fang, an official finding despite political accusations to the contrary. The Fang controversy also resurfaced periodically in political debate, especially given Swalwell's position on the House Intelligence Committee, but it did not lead to criminal charges or removal from his committee assignments at the time. Critics argued it raised concerns about judgment and counterintelligence awareness, while supporters emphasized that no evidence of espionage or legal wrongdoing occurred. That earlier episode also remains part of his public record, but it legally unresolved in the sense that no wrongdoing was formally determined. When viewed together, the 2026 sexual misconduct allegations and the earlier counterintelligence controversy paint a picture of a political career marked by significant scrutiny and high stakes investigations. The sexual assault allegations have led to active criminal inquiries and an ethics review, while the earlier Chinese influence concerns concluded without charges but left lingering political controversy. The combination of both eras of scrutiny contributed to the rapid collapse of his gubernatorial campaign and eventually resignation from Congress. It is critical to distinguish between the allegations, investigations, and proven findings. Multiple women have made public accusations that are serious and under review. Prosecutors have confirmed active investigations, and congressional ethics authorities have acknowledged the formal examination. However, as of now, no criminal convictions or formal charges have been filed, and the presumption of innocence under law remains in effect unless or until legal proceedings determine otherwise. The coming months will determine whether prosecutors in New York or California pursue formal charges, whether the House Ethics Committee issues public findings, and whether additional accusers or evidences emerge. This remains an evolving legal and political situation with significant implications for California's politics, as well as the broader national discourse about the accountability in public office. For now, the facts consist of a confirmed allegations, official investigations, public denials, and a career that has experienced a dramatic and historic reversal. If you found this full investigation breakdown valuable, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And thank you once again for tuning in to another episode of the Unfiltered Political Lens podcast. We look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Peace.